Hello there again, just me. Right, I did promise on my last video that I would show you some ways in which you can start to tap into your intuition very quickly, very simply. So we're just going to break this right down, okay? First of all, I think we'll start off with what most people are asking about, and that's tarot cards. So I'll just pick up one of my well-thumbed tarots and we'll take a look at this. It's just a picture, okay? I'm just picking up a tarot card. Now, of course, there are the 78 full spread deck, and every card has a psychological meaning. Tarot cards are, well, the origins are lost in time, really, and they are the whole world and everything you can possibly think of are within every tarot card. So it's a lot to take in. You can get books with different meanings and all the different psychological meanings, all the different fortune telling meanings. Tarot cards are great for looking within yourself, looking within your own psyche. They're also and mostly used for future prediction and fortune telling. So that's what I use them for. So all the meanings, there are reversed meanings for when a card is upside down and when a card is the right way up. So you can imagine all those different sort of combinations and permutations. That's a lot to learn, and it's very off-putting for most people. So to break it right down and to simplify it, I found the best thing to do, and actually what gives you the most accurate reading, is to use your very own personalised intuition. And it's basically just Pictionary, okay? Say what you see. So you don't need to know the meanings. All you need to do is look at the pictures on the cards. Now this one, we've got 3 girls there and a man. Now, I would look at that card and I would think, okay, the person I'm reading for, is possibly, say it's a woman, right? Maybe she's one of 3 women that some guy is trying to choose between. And if it's a man I'm reading for, I'm thinking, okay, there are 3 women in your life. Maybe there's one in the middle that seems, the most important, and the 2 on the end are offering him things. Okay? Look at the details in the cards. Take as long as you like. Look at the meanings, what you think the meanings are. A cup or an apple could mean very different things. An apple to me would mean Eve tempting Adam with the apple. All right, so I will be thinking, temptress coming into this man's life, and how will that affect his life and maybe the other women in his life? So what you do then is you take another card and put another card with it. Now, I would have said with this one, I would have said, okay, he's going to have a struggle with his conscience, because he's wrestling with a mighty animal there. And let's face it, temptation and the drive we feel, and the human urges we feel around a temptation like that, they're very strong, and you do need strength to withstand some temptation. So maybe this man is a married man, and the other woman who is coming in and offering him the temptation, the apple, maybe it's something he has to do. He has to struggle within himself to find what he thinks is, the right course of action. So see, little example. It's as easy as that. Every card has a wealth of detail in it. People ask does it matter what spread you use? you know, how you lay the cards out. There are lots of different spreads, Celtic spreads and traditional spreads, and they're all laid out in a pattern. I personally don't think it matters, to be honest. I think you can read as if you're just starting out, okay? If you're just going to get yourself some tarot. If you're just starting out, I think it's easier to read 3 cards, say. All right, 3 cards, that's all you need. 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. Put your 3 cards out and try and link the things that you can think of. Try and link the story together. That's how you get a reading. You can look at one card and look at it as a separate entity. And you can say, oh, you know, I think this is what this situation is going to be. And again, as I talked about in my intuition video, it is a leap of faith. Now, some people might say, but aren't you just letting your imagination run wild? Isn't this just imagination? Aren't you just making up a story as you go along? Well, yes. Yes, that's exactly what you're doing. And it's very hard to tell the difference. You think, well, that's not intuition, that's not psychic work. That's just me seeing things in my head and impressions coming to my head and saying them out loud. Well, that's all it is, really. Yes, it can be honed and enhanced, but that's basically all it is. Take your 3 cards, as I say. Obviously, you can put more down if you like. You know, the more cards you put down, the more situations will come into someone's reading for them. Put your 3 cards down. Link what the cards say together if you can. So you saw how I linked those 2 cards together. All right. It started off as one separate card with 3 ladies in it and a gentleman. It ended with it being a case of a married man maybe having the temptation of an affair coming along. And you saw how I went through that and how I got there stage by stage. That's all you have to do. And everyone is going to have different meanings because everyone sees symbols and pictures differently. We all have different upbringings and an environment, and things like that will no doubt affect how we perceive different images and different stories and different experiences. So that's great because it means that you're not sticking to a stock standard answer, that you've gotten out of a book. Okay, that's one way. Another way, when you want to know very, very simple yes or no answers to a question, the good old tried and trusted pendulum. All right, just a pendulum. That's all you need. All I use is, I've had this for years. It's a little watch pendant on a long chain. So what it is, I wear it as jewelry too. And if I want to know something, or someone wants to know something, and it can be answered with a simple yes or no, best thing to do, ask the question in your mind. All right, ask it in your mind. And while you're thinking and concentrating on the question, simply hold that in your hand, like that, and quite a long, give it some length, and you'll find, just like that, and think of the question. And I'm going to demonstrate this. I'm not, I'm deliberately going to move this because I want to show you what I'm doing. So for me, I think, well, yes is going to be a backwards and forwards movement. Okay? So if you start to see your pendulum swinging backwards and forwards, then you have a yes answer. Okay? And it doesn't have to be like massively swinging or anything. That will be enough to say, oh, that's a yes. Right? If I think I'm looking for, a no answer for me is round and round. So, we'll get this to, I'm demonstrating because I want you to see that. See, circular motion, round and round. And that would be a no. And it is as simple as that. And people will say, well, You know, it's your fingers, you know, you'll be moving it, you'll be creating the movement. Yes, yes you are. Our conscience, our subconscious, knows everything. We're all interconnected. There is a universal consciousness that links us all. And everything that ever was, is now, and that ever shall be, is all in us, in everything around us. It's the matrix. It's you know, universal consciousness. Time, past, present, future, everything is in there. It just needs to be unlocked. These are simply tools. You use these as tools. You use tarot cards as tools to unlock what you already know inside. So yes, your subconscious is producing the movement, say, of the yes or the no. Your subconscious is bringing up images and meanings when you look at a tarot card. Okay? It's all in you. That's what intuition is. It's all in you. It comes from universal consciousness. That's what it comes from. You have to excuse me. I seem to be having trouble with my words tonight for some reason. That's where it comes from. Our brains are a receiver or a radio, if you like. Tune them in. Most of the time we're in, you know, normal, alert, problem solving, you know, in the moment consciousness. That's what we do most of the time. All you need to do to tune your radio to a different frequency, different vibration, is to will it to be. The very act of just concentrating on a tarot card or concentrating on a pendulum, for example, the very act of doing those things is focusing your mind and focusing your attention where it needs to be. You're already auto-tuning, if you like. It's not difficult, it really isn't. It's not hard. The intent has to be there, and that's all. That's all you need. You just need to intend to do it. So that's just 2 methods. I'm keeping these videos short. I just want to show you that it doesn't have to be difficult. You don't have to know about consciousness and chakras and energy and vibrations, and you don't have to know the meanings, and you don't have to be some sort of adept or some sort of student of the occult or psychic work to, you know, doing it for years and years. To be able to do these things, everyone can do it. It's really easy, really simple. You know, it'll take time, it'll take a little bit of practice, but you know, the more you do things and the more you tune into your own consciousness, the easier it's going to be for you, and the more you'll get through. You know, the stuff that will come to you will be more detailed. It will be coloured with things like emotion.